My nigga, my nigga, my nigga.
A lot of us were raised to be professional when we get around a certain type of people. What we didn't realize is we were being taught how to code switch. If you were taught how to code switch, it shows you can adapt to certain situations and certain people. Code switching can be done by changing your dialect, changing the way you act, even changing the way you dress. Well, also, what we didn't realize is code switching can be damaging to our mental health. And it's almost like being bipolar. If you think about it, the way you really act around your family, around your friends, around the people you grew up with, your cousins, brother and sisters, it was always different than how you acted around other people. You always had to make them comfortable, and there's always a pat on your back for your parents because they raised you right. So where did code switching come from? How did it become a thing? Was it always a thing? Why are black people taught how to code switch? Is there anything that we can do to stop it, to solve it? Does it help the community? Does it hurt the community? We're unsure. Fearless, tell me what you think about code switching. And were you raised to code switch?
So yes, I was raised to code switch without even being known that I was raised to code switch.
Right. Because growing up, code switching wasn't even like a title or a thing or,
Not that I knew of.
Right.
It was like acting professional or being good or being a good boy,
Right.
So, and I think it's a lot of us is like this, right? Like you'll leave school and you'll be like talking to your peoples and be like, you go from like, yes, sir, no, sir, to, hey, what's good, my nigga?
Right.
What's good, my G? What's going on? And it's just like, that switch is instant. It's like, as soon as you get on a bus, your whole lingo changed, the whole way you move changed, the way you walk changed, your pants sagging.
Yeah.
Like, if you used to, like, when I was in school, you used to sag in school, you could get in trouble or get detention.
Yep.
But like,
Same
as soon
with
as
me.
we got off the bus, like, yeah, like everybody started sagging. You even dressed different. My dad, though, he was in the streets, like the rest of his side of his family, basically. He was a 10th grade dropout. My mom was college educated. She worked at a great bank when I was, young for years, for like 10 years. And at her time working at this bank, she was like a file clerk, and then she became like, she started moving up, getting promoted and stuff, right? So I learned like the street smart shit. And then I also learned like, the corporate smart, how you need to act. You need to tuck in your shirt when you go up into this fucking building. You can't be acting all niggerish.
Right.
You can't be acting all hood. You need to act professional, talk professional. So we was taught how to code switch, like you said, to get ready for school, to get ready for college. When you're around an authority figure, when you see the police, you say, yes, sir. And they said this was manners. But really what it was is like, you're downing your culture.
Right.
In my opinion, you're taking away your culture to make other motherfuckers comfortable.
Right.
Because as a black person, man or female, you're seen as an automatic threat. They see you as angry. They see you as violent. They see you as rageful. They see you as you have issues with authority. And they definitely see you as they see us as a threat. Biggest part. So if we sitting there like, yeah, you feel me, and whoop de whoop de whoop, of course you from the podcast.
No doubt.
If we say shit like that,
buy one of the beanies.
Right? Word. They get uncomfortable. They start feeling less than. They start feeling like we're going, punch them in the face. And like Bernie Mac said, we might scream at you, we'll blow this motherfucker up, but we ain't gonna kill nobody. when you know the nigga to have a bomb and where he getting the dynamite. You know what I'm saying? Like from where? Nigga? So, but people see us and our culture as if it is a detriment to them. I understand there is professionalism, but I hate that our culture is always seen as the culture of the common people, the culture that is not educated, the culture that doesn't have any knowledge, and the way that we speak It's
Yeah.
okay when it becomes uber popular
Mm-hmm.
and the other races embrace it like it's lit. But you know what I'm saying? They don't want to embrace the whole culture
Of course not.
because they're afraid of it.
It's like what Chappelle said, when he was, not Chappelle, it was, God, ask a black dude. What was his name,
Yep.
man?
That's
Paul
Dave
Mooney.
Chappelle. That was
Yeah, it was Paul Mooney.
Paul
When he
Mooney.
was doing,
That's
he
a black
said,
dude.
everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
what he said,
it's
yo.
always fun and games until like, you know, like congratulations, nigga, you a nigga and you about to get treated like it, you know?
So that's the issue that I see. I understand, like I said, you're being professional.
Mhm.
I understand you speaking your mind. But I feel like just due to BLM, as a person that's in corporate America, I'm able to say more of my colonialisms, if that's what you want to call it. You know what I mean? While I'm on a conference call. Because motherfuckers know that I always get my work done and I'm highly educated in terms of, you know, degrees, but also I'm a person that you can come to as a resource, and I don't have to be so, corporate. I can actually have my own culture and personality.
Word.
And it's okay now to teach people about your culture. Quick story.
Mhm.
Somebody at my job said I sound like Dolomite. This was a brother of the Indian descent
Okay.
from the country India.
He's from there.
He's from there.
Okay. All right.
He just moved here.
Got you. But he knows who Dolomite
Doesn't
is.
have
They got
interaction
Dolomite out
with
there?
he knows what Dolomite is because of the Netflix movie.
Okay. Okay. and he watched it though. Still, it's
He watched it though
okay. Okay.
and loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. And he said I sound like Dolomite.
Mm.
That's racist. Right? But to him, that was a compliment
Oh, really? You think?
because he likes our culture,
Mhm.
but he doesn't understand what that means.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, I told him like, hey man, you really can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of rude, you know, but I feel where you coming from. You like the fact that I am my own person. I'm a little bit more urban than these other people that you talk to on a regular basis that are not.
Yeah.
But those other people that I talk to on a regular basis that are not urban, they all want me to do this and lead this project. So if I give a presentation and I say y'all or some other shit like that, everyone kind of feels more comfortable now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like BLM helped change that.
Yeah.
But you still code switch in this world, because if you don't, unfortunately, in some situations, you guys some major problems. Certainly like in the courtroom, talking to police, things of that nature. It's a lot.
Situations where people have you in the palm of their hand, so you have to act the way that they want you to act. You know, those
That's
type of
unfair,
situations.
but it's really real, Wayne.
Yeah,
You're right.
no, you're right. Yeah, it is.
So-
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So question for you, bro.
Yeah.
Is, did you learn how to code? Did they teach you how to code switch your parents?
Yeah,
Like that?
absolutely. And it was done in the face. It was said to be professionalism, right? Like if you speak this way here, it'll show, of course, this goes unsaid, but it'll show that you have good parents. Your parents have taught you well because you know how to speak well in front of certain people, you know, but it's not until you get older until you realize that, yeah, you know, and see, me, someone like me, I already have like a proper voice anyway. I'm not from the streets. I don't really talk like I'm from the streets anyway. So for me, it was probably just like a regular voice anyway, but I still put on a little bit. And it was more so because when my parents came in and they saw whether it be teachers or any other adults who saw my parents, they could say, oh, wow, he's such a good kid. He's such a this and that. And I knew that made my mom happy. And I knew that that's what I was supposed to do. But you're not understanding how damaging it is, especially when you're like 5 and 6 and when you're growing up and when you're seeing things like that latches onto you. Like we see that as children and we say, hey, we notice that when you get around a certain type of person or group of people, you turn on, like this switch goes off and your speech, your inflection goes higher, or, you know, you start enunciating and saying everything correctly. You know what I mean? But then like when you get around like your family, the way I've seen you, you're all these years growing up, you're like, you doing this? And girl, shut up. And nigga, you crazy and shit. You know, like, so which is it? So you're telling me as a child that this is how I act here and this is how I act here. Cool. Then you put a name on it. It's not acting professional, or it's not acting white. It's called professionalism. And you put it on at certain times. Cool. Growing up, nobody realizes that fucks with your mental. Like, that's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or, you know, like Me, Myself, and Irene type shit with Jim Carrey. Like, you got this narcissistic personality disorder or something. You know what I mean? Like, real talk, bro. Like, real talk.
That is such a good point. It's
so real, man. We don't realize how, and I'm not saying, like, that's just how people are raised. That's how, just like where people are from. Like, you know, you got people from the South who have like the country tones, and I'm like, yeah, all right, man, I'm going around yonder and I'll see y'all around there. Y'all have a good morning now. And that's no big deal. No big deal. You saw it on TV. It's fine. But when you got somebody from the streets that's like, hey, but goddamn, man, I went here and goddamn, man. And like, nigga, that's where he's from. That's what makes him comfortable. You know what I mean? And you can't allow, I don't think it's fair to allow one group of people to say what they want to say and how they want to say it, and not allow another group because you're afraid of this group and you think that this group is being disrespectful. Like, no, that's just where they're from. That's how they speak. They know how not to curse you out, but sometimes a curse word may slip. I don't know, man. But I mean, if this Southern dialect is a dialect, then so is like speaking from the streets, man. And so is street talk. I'm sorry that, you know, hip hop has that influence, but it's just a part of the culture. And sometimes people speak that way. And I really wish that there were a way where we can, I don't know, kind of invite that in to corporate America. You know what I mean? Because I mean, it's not fair that us as black people have to learn how to be two separate ways. And we have to know how to turn it off here and turn it on here. And we can't like that fucks with your mind, man. We can't be two people. We already got things going on in this world that we can't control. And now the shit that we can control, we can't even do that. You know, we can't even control being ourselves and who not to. Okay, look, man, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm rambling. Let me ask you this, bro. Let me ask you, why do you think us as black people are taught to code switch? Why do you think it's something that's been like taught from generation to generation?
I mean, I hate to go through this because, you know, it's oppression porn, as I've said in the past, but I honestly feel like, man, this all started right during slavery yet again. Mm-hmm. So basically, just from history, the way that they started dressing up like the kids and like the, like you would have valets as a slave master, right? You have valets and they'll be black and they'll dress them up like, you know, how these white English colonizer motherfuckers used to dress or whatever. And, you know, the poofy joints and the belt, shoes. I don't know what they was wearing, man. Whatever.
I got you.
And it's kind of funny how that swag never came back. It came back a little bit with Madonna in the 80s, but she was, you know, she was ready to go. She wasn't doing it to be all classy and proper. She was making fun of the whole fucking thing. But anyway, they would dress up little kids, black men, black women, you know, to be like the valet or whatever like that and take them to certain places. And they would teach them a little bit of English and it'd be like funny. Like, oh yeah, look at this proper nigger that I untrained. And I guess from our standpoint, due to the possibility of violence, due to the possibility, you know, of being raped or whatever the fuck they would do, sold, you would go ahead and act like that because that is who you saw as the master. And I believe that shit just trickled down to generations. Us trying to get ahead in this world. If you look at who is the dominant race in terms of money, that is a particular race, so you follow that race. And that's why even people from other nations that come over here, Indians, Asians, they don't act like us when they first get here. They act like them.
Yep.
And their kids act like us though.
Yeah.
Because their kids is around us and the kids is like, oh, well, this is what's popular in social media. This is what's popular in sports. This is what's popular on the street, is to be urban. It ain't to be like them, straight up. So I think that's where it came from. But when those same urban kids that are from different races go to corporate America, they change. Besides one place.
What's
which
that?
is probably the future of our country when it comes to tech. Nobody gives a fuck what you say in tech, because it ain't about what you say. It's about the code. You can be the most gangsterest nigga in the world in tech. I know a motherfucker that's in tech now that works for IBM. This motherfucker wears more gold than me. But he's a wizard when it comes to coding. That motherfucker know languages. Like the back of his hand. So he can be who the fuck he want to be. So I feel like this shit is going to change in terms of what is considered professionalism. But I think that's where it started from, Wayne, unfortunately, man. You know, you saw pictures of the 1920s, 1930s.
Yeah.
Even when slavery was basically over, you had us dressing up in suits and, you know, ties and shit trying to look like them.
Right.
But it's kind of funny how that shit faded away. As soon as that free love shit happened and we started having our own thing, we changed.
Yeah.
But still in the modern day, we want to wear Louis. We want to wear Gucci. We want to wear Fendi. We want to wear Chanel, which are all rich white brands. But we always freak it our way. So even when we take their sauce, we make our own. I think that's when we was taught, man. Back in that slavery times, back when trying to being oppressed and still having that oppression today, I feel like that is when that changed. That's when we started to follow them because they were the leaders. What do you think, bro? Do you think that's the same when it came during that time?
So
That's when it happened?
I'm not sure of a time period, but I think my answer is kind of sort of the same. Whereas, white people really don't have any experience with other races, and they've never, you know, for the majority, they had never really tried, you know, especially back in the slavery days, you know. I think the main reason that we're taught how to code switch is, in a sense, for our own protection. It's because it's not to scare white people. Because if we're ourselves, you know, they think of us as dummies or this or that or whatever. So however way we act, that's not the same as being professional. It's being seen as dumb or black or niggerish or whatever. And that scares them. And that gives them the right to call the police. And of course, you know, we can't flinch our arm or nothing like that, because we can get a cap in our ass, you know. So I think the main reason why we were taught it is for our own protection. I think that's the way we kind of have to look at it. So it kind of takes the sting a little bit off of, I guess, code switch in general as a whole. You know, it's like we also have to do it to, like, even when a cop pulls us over, it's yes, so, no, sir. You know, like, why does it have to be a sir? Like, this dude may be younger than me. I can be 55 years old. You could be a 22-year-old kid. You know, I got to say yes, sir to you. Like, no, if I was speeding, I'll give you my driver's license, my insurance. You can go and, you know, do whatever you got to do. But I got to yes, sir, no, sir. And just, you got to go through fucking hoops to make this man feel comfortable because of your race. Because even though they are armed to the gills, like, you have 10 fingers. They have a baton, a gun, they have a taser, everything. But because of those 10 fingers on your hand, on your person, you know, you're just so much more of a destructive person. And that's completely unfair, but that's the way of the world. So if we put on that song and dance for them, you know, we put on that little shuck and jive, that lets them know that, you know, hey, your mother taught you the right thing. Okay. And I kind of think that that's also kind of how it keeps going. That's why it's kept going, you know, because they're still in fear. You know, it doesn't matter how it really doesn't matter how open everybody is becoming. They still have that fear. And I believe, like how we're taught how to code switch, they're taught that fear about us. So neither one of us are gonna, like, they're not gonna ever stop being taught to be afraid of us. Like, it's something in us that just strikes fear, and that's passed along for generation. And now
Yep.
we're being told to act professional or to code switch, not just to, give our moms and dads pats on the back or how to act in businesses, but it can literally save our lives, man.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I totally see how and why we were taught that as children, because our parents didn't know any better. They just wanted us to be able to have a good job, go to school, and be safe. But this generation now is like, fuck them. I'm going to be who I am. If you got a problem, I'll just work a fucking job that I'm a contractor or something. I don't have to work in the corporate America. So now corporate America is like, well, we're going to have to change. In the streets, the cops are like, well, oh, we had to act like this. Yes, sir. No, sir. Now motherfuckers is like, yo, fuck the police.
Yeah.
We'll burn this bitch to the ground.
Yeah.
So now they are starting to get more training to how to act and talk to urban people, which is fucking stupid. How you gonna be a cop in an urban area and not understand urban people?
Right.
The fuck?
Right.
That don't make no sense. You're supposed to be in the community. What the fuck you doing? So I feel like BLM movement has actually let us progress further into us becoming more together. We don't want to be divided. I have my own way I talk. I had my own way I move. If you want fucking, wear Crocs and shit, you know what I'm saying? And shorts in the wintertime and fucking whatever, you know what I mean? Do you?
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. Everything is copacetic. We all have our own cultures, but we all need to accept our own cultures. But I'd still say that there is a level of professionalism and a standard that you need to have in terms of language.
Okay.
You gotta know how to communicate.
Okay.
But you don't have to switch up who you are. But sometimes some of these motherfuckers be saying some shit that I ain't never even heard before. So I'd be confused. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
Like, why is every word that you saying have to be like low key? How's it low key? How is I got cut this lettuce up low key? How the fuck? Like, how am I like?
I think that just becomes one of those things. It gets stuck in your brain because you just say it like a time or two, and then now it just becomes in every sentence. Yeah. I can understand that, man.
But you know what though? I feel like this generation, the new generation, is great. They might have had the best music. They might not have had the best swag. They might have had, compared to our shit, whatever. Who gives a fuck, right? But goddamn, they are open and honest and they're outspoken. And I appreciate that because they have all the resources available. Not only do they have podcasts, not only do they have YouTube, but they got TikTok. They got all of this shit where they can be themselves and people laugh at it and we become together. Because I shouldn't have to go into corporate America and every word I say has to be pronunciated the correct way.
Right.
Some shit I'm going to say wrong. Some shit I'm going to spell wrong. Fuck y'all. Like, for real. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, but there is a certain level of education you have to have and a certain amount of language you need to have to communicate with the world. But that doesn't mean that you can't have your own, way that you talk, your own slang.
Yeah.
Nothing
Your
wrong
own
with that.
speech. That's it. Let me ask you this, man. Oh shit. Okay. No, you go ahead. You go ahead, man. Yeah.
Is it okay to say nigga in the office place? Like in the workplace?
Not out loud.
Like in corporate America?
Not out loud.
Yes, out loud.
No, of course not.
Why not? Why?
It's considered it's a curse word. Regardless of who took control of the word, it's still a racial slur. It doesn't matter if you're using it to say, hey, friend, it's still considered a racial slur within the world. So it's best to just kind of keep that at home or in the car or something. Out loud? No,
Why?
Please don't. I just told you why. What do you mean?
But I'm saying, like, why is it considered a racial slur?
because it was created to
Oppress?
keep us down as a people, and we've we've taken that word and tried
Okay,
to switch it and then make it something, a term of endearment, so to speak.
So every time we talk, you call me a racist or racial slur.
Essentially, yes.
Fuck you, Wayne.
Yeah.
Don't be doing that.
Yeah, but that's what we all do. But we all know that when we say that, we've taken that word and made it to mean like, "What's up, Holmes?" You know what I mean? Like but that's what we know. So it's not like we're trying to make fun of each other by saying it. We're just like, nigga, you stupid. It's like, buddy, old friend, old pal. You're a goofball or something. That's all we're saying, man. But it's not, but yeah. In the hands of other people, it could be a racial slur, but still in all, it shouldn't be said out loud in a place of business. It's just not appropriate.
You shouldn't say, I agree where of course you shouldn't curse at work.
Yeah.
If you're working in corporate America, if you work at fucking GameStop or something, nigga, you don't got my face with this fucking game. To your employees, not to like,
no doubt. Yeah. Right.
But to your employees, I don't get the fuck out my face, nigga. Like, if you work in a kitchen, they are raw.
Yeah.
I've seen kitchen staff fight after work. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, as soon as work is over, we're gonna throw hands. Fuck you talking about? And then motherfuckers will come to work next day fine.
Yeah.
I'm talking about women and men, white and black, Mexican and Chinese. Like, motherfuckers rumbling. So it depends on the job.
Yeah.
But, if we go to corporate America where, you expect to dress with some type of professionalism and act in a professional manner, if I have a black boss, I'm like, come here, my nigga. That might be seen crazy. But that's not code switching though, is it?
No, that's the opposite.
Right.
No, that's what you are. But no. See, so that's that level of professionalism that you're talking about. Not saying nigga
Yes.
and at work. That's professionalism because it's like I said, it's a curse
calling
word.
this lady a bitch or something. Like, come here, bitch. Like, but like, you can't say that.
Man, that's a little wild, man. That's a little wild. I wouldn't.
Like you going out there.
Yeah,
You going out there.
it's a step. But if you and your like you said, if you and your boss are cool like that, then yeah, I mean,
But you ain't gonna
keep
do
it
across
between
the
y'all.
room, you know?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, man, you lost your mind. Like, I was a manager at like a collection agency,
Mhm.
and I got in trouble because I told this inappropriate joke one time,
Ah,
thinking that everybody was my friend.
right.
And then my manager at the time, she was like, I promoted you to this position because you always was on time. You always got your work done. You understand the work and you're professional. But do you know how to manage people? She was like, these are not your friends. She was like, your coworkers are your coworkers. Whatever y'all do outside of this, that's on y'all. But while you here, this is a job.
Yeah.
This is your career. You need to have a certain level of respect, a certain level of couth, I guess you could say.
Yep.
And I always took that with me. Like, yeah, if you want to be taken seriously, you do have to have a certain level of professionalism because we're here to do a job. This is business. You always act professional in business because there's a lot of educated people around you. But that caveat is if you're around a whole bunch of real niggas, y'all can still get your work done.
Yeah.
Act the fool. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Like, dudes from the streets, man, they can work too. They know how to bust their ass, man. They know how to get down. Niggas just curse a little bit more. You know what I mean? And not even that, man.
Every
It's just,
motherfucker. Yep.
yeah, that's just how the streets are, man. But they can still bust their tail and work, man. One more question.
Yeah.
What is it about our voice that's so scary? What do you think?
It's just, I think it's honestly, man, it goes back to just the original sin of America.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that's it, bro. Cause they not scared of no other race. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Like white people used to scare black folk, and then they stopped scaring us as much. Then they Then they started wearing ghost clothes to try to scare us. That worked for a while.
You said ghost clothes.
That worked for a little bit. Then they started dressing up like ghosts. That worked for a while. And then motherfuckers still spoke out. Motherfuckers still had a voice. Most of the time, it was the women that started it all off.
Yeah.
You know, we marched together. Like, that's the difference. Like, I think it's the fact that our voice commands so much respect and change. People are afraid to say certain stuff around black people. They are. And if they're not afraid and they just open with their shit, they know they can always get punched in the mouth, or it could always be a problem. Because there's so much stuff that they still haven't apologized for. So much history, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck, man. Like, I would be uncomfortable too if I'm around somebody of a descendant that I know my family probably enslaved.
Yeah.
That's not comfortable. And you got to see them every day. They're on TV now. They make most of the music. And at the end of the day, your ancestors enslaved these people. Brought them over here. Killed most of them on the way here, by the way. Took them from their own country, their own home.
I think I want to add on to what you had said real quick. I also think it's our voice commands attention, and I think it's more attention than than the respect thing, because at first you have to hear it, and it's more of a like a hey, how you doing? Even that is just like a kind of a jerk and kind of look and see what that is. It's always like a what's over your shoulder type of deal. So yeah, I think it's more of when you hear it, it kind of startles you or something. But I think also what you just said, your answer of, them just never apologizing and knowing what they did subconsciously, like in the back of their head. That's why the voice kind of strikes them as like a jolt, cause I guess they kind of have a little bit of PTSD as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think they do. And I feel like at the end of the day, it's like we are wrong.
Who?
And they know they're wrong. And it's generational guilt.
Wrong. Yes. Okay.
And it's just like, I don't think it ever will end.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if we get reparations, even if everyone apologizes to everybody all kumbaya, until we become more mixed race like we getting now, everybody's just the same tan color and we all look the same. Until that time, ain't nobody forgetting none of this shit.
Yep.
And the more power we get, the more pressure it is. Because it's like they feel like we just gonna one day be like, you know what? Y'all killed the wrong nigga today. We running up in y'all shit. And I feel like they still fear that's gonna happen. We're gonna get all the Rambos, all the black dudes, and we're gonna run up in their shit and go take their shit and pull them out their houses like on some Batman Rise type shit. Dark Knight Rise, I mean. And just pull them niggas out and eat the rich. I feel like they still feel that way. Keep on the pressing and you're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, but
you'll be surprised how the world changes.
I feel you, man.
That's what I think, bro. I don't know. I think our voice, though, is powerful in terms of just like the essence of it. But I don't think that black people should scare anybody. It's really just each person being judged individually. But we all stereotype anyway. So I'm not going to act like we don't. Because there's a lot of us that do fit into the stereotype.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll give them that.
But still, man, I don't know, man. I want everybody to get a chance, man.
Me too, but I'm just saying, you go watch the Real Housewives or whatever show you want to, and everybody act the way they are. You get a few drinks and more, because dude, they fall right into them stereotypes. As soon as black people get a little bit of money, we act like we the most bougiest niggas in the world, even more than white people. White billionaires just like they wear white tees and flip flops. We got everything got to be Gucci, Fendi with us. You know, we got to have the boo.
Right.
They said Maybach came out and said that most people that buy, Rolls Royce said that most people that buy Rolls Royces are underneath the age of 35. I thought that was like an old person's car.
It was back in
People
the
don't
day.
drive
Yeah.
that bullshit.
Yeah.
It was. They don't drive that shit no more. Them niggas is driving Chevrolets or whatever the fuck is out. Toyota Tacomas.
Yeah.
So, hey, Toyota's nice, man. Shit. Lasts forever. 100 years.
That's true, man.
Say that.
That's true. My mama had a Toyota for like 15 years, bro.
Yeah. I was trying to get one. I couldn't find one when I bought my new car.
Yeah.
Trying to get a 4Runner. 4Runners can go 500 miles. 500,000 miles. You know, I never changed that car. So, but yeah, man. You want to go ahead and end this out, Wayne?
Yeah, let's go ahead and end this out.
Switching.
Let's go ahead and end this, guys. Thank everybody for listening. We appreciate you guys listening to this episode of the You Feel Me podcast. You can listen to this episode and all the other episodes on the youfeelmepodcast.com. That's our own personal website. Listen to our past episodes on that as well. You can, we are on Linktree. If you find us on Linktree, You Feel Me Podcast on Linktree, that'll give you access to everything that we are on. We're on Twitter at You Feel Me Cast, at You Feel Me Cast. We're on Instagram at You Feel Me Pod, at You Feel Me Pod on Instagram. And you can also have questions at youfeelmepodcast.com. If you give us some questions, email us some questions. We will answer them online and during the live episode. Live episodes are on Saturday at 12 p.m. New release episodes every Friday, 11 a.m. If you can like, subscribe, hit the like bell, then it'll just pop up in your free feed whenever it's ready. Let me think what else. Patreon, Patron. We are on Patron. There's $2 levels, $5 levels, $20 levels. Help your boy out. We need the cash. We need the money to keep this going. Speaking of which, look at this beautiful merch that we have on. You Feel Me Podcast beanies for $19.95. We got this beautiful hoodie. It's called Getting Jiggy With It with your boy Nas on it. You Feel Me Podcast. You Feel Me Podcast on the sleeve. You can get some of these and other beautiful accessories, other beautiful t-shirts, and we have other hoodies as well. Just go over there, select one, and you can get them at youfeelmepodcast.bigcartel.com. And they have everything. You will find this. You will find the hoodies, the beanies, the hoodies, all the shirts. Buy yourself some. All the money is going back towards the podcast so we can keep this thing going, so we can keep it growing. That's what I'm trying to do. Your boy Fearless. Listen to Fi. Listen to Kobayashi. It's on Apple Music. It's on Spotify. All right. It's on Tidal. Whatever music service y'all got, that's what it's on. Fearless. Am I forgetting anything, man?
TikTok. You can find us on TikTok at You Feel Me Podcast. So you want to watch us on TikTok and see the TikTok reels and all the fun stuff we're going to be doing on TikTok. Whatever you're supposed to do on that app about clocks, you just let us know and follow us there. It's a good time. But you might be able to find the same shit on Instagram. So how about you follow us there too? Depends on the day. I got to get somebody to run the TikTok because I don't know how to tick or talk. So, yeah, man, I think that's it, my G.
All right.
Word up.
Follow us on everything, y'all. Anywhere your free podcast or so. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to this and all the other episodes. We appreciate it. Y'all have a great day. Have a great night. Have a great whatever. Peace, and we love you.
Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace.